Good afternoon, podcast listeners. This is Kat Johnson from Expedia Cruises of OVC with the Travel Insider, and I'm very happy today to welcome Jill Hanlon from Oceania Cruises. Thank you for being with me today, Jill.
Oh, thank you, Kat. This is fun.
Absolutely. I love Oceania. I love everything Oceania is about because you are not only about amazing ships and services and destinations, but you are about food. And that is truly what everybody wants when they go on a cruise. So I'm very excited to talk to you. Hopefully all of our listeners had lunch already because they're going to be super hungry. But for those of you who might not have heard of Oceania Cruises, do you want to give a little history and background on the brand?
Sure. Well, we certainly are the foodie cruise line, built by foodies for foodies, but that's not all that we're about. We're really the leading culinary and destination focused cruise line. We've been around for a little over 20 years and started out with that vision of being the most culinary centric cruise line out there in the world. And we've been doing it really well ever since, and really setting the bar higher and higher with each new ship that we introduce. So Oceania Cruises is part of the Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings family. So we are the luxury line under NCLH, and then our sister companies are NCL, our contemporary brand, and our full ultimate luxury line is Regent. So we have a wonderful family of brands across the board.
Absolutely. You have very good company. But you guys are so stand out for your small-ish ships. We were talking earlier, they're the perfect size, about 1,200 guests. And you're coming out with your newest ship, the Oceania Allura. We've been waiting for her for a while, but I'm excited that we get to talk about her today. So can we hear a little bit about Oceania Allura?
Yes, well, she was had her first sailing just a few days ago, so she's out there on the water, fresh and brand new, over in Europe. As you mentioned, 1,200 guests. She is the sister ship to the Vista. So the Vista was inaugurated 2 years ago to wild fanfare. We really, like I mentioned, we raised the bar with the new ships. So the staff to guest ratio on these ships is 2 to 3. You've got one chef for every 8 guests on board. So you can see how culinary centric we are there. And the staterooms are expansive. They're just beautiful. Even just your standard veranda stateroom, they're the largest in the industry. And you've got closet and drawer space for anything and everything you can think of. And
which is very important.
Yes, and a huge walk-in shower, with the rainforest shower heads, and they really just bumped it up a notch and a half with these new ships, the Vista and the Allura. And we also have another new class of ship coming out in the very near future, the Sonata class. So in 2027, we're going to introduce the Sonata. And then in 29, we're going to introduce her sister ship, the Arietta. So Oceania is growing. We're in a fabulous position and couldn't be more excited.
Well, absolutely. Anybody that I've ever talked to who has cruised on Oceania says it's by far their favorite. I know you have the repeat client again and again coming back to see you because they really do feel like family. And I mean, this is a beautiful picture that we're looking at right now of the Allura's pool deck. Yes. And just the size is so perfect, and it feels like your own private resort.
It really does. I mean, they have the little kind of private beds by the pool that you can kind of lounge on. This looks like it might even be taken from Baristas, which is our coffee bar that overlooks the pool deck. It's a really neat place to go get your complimentary espresso, cappuccino, whatever kind of coffee you wish. We also serve fresh baked goods there. And we do quiche and all kinds of fun, just pick me up kind of treats at Barista's Coffee Bar. One of the things that we're adding, or we have added, I should say, to the Allura is on the other side of Baristas, you can actually get your ready made to order own crepe or Belgian waffle, and fresh ice creams. So this area is going to be all about, just treats and wonderful grab and go kind of delectable desserts.
Now, you were telling me before that in order to make room for the beautiful creperie, that you moved the library. And I love the library on Oceania's ships. I feel like I could spend my entire day there. They're absolutely beautiful. But this gave you the opportunity to really make it a little bit more private, maybe a little bit bigger. We have this beautiful picture here. It looks like a study in a castle or something like that. It's so beautiful. So that's been moved on the Allura, correct?
Yes, and they're very much English inspired, if you will. We moved the library up to the deck of Horizons Lounge, so up more atop the ship in a much more private area with windows that go ceiling to floor, so plenty of natural light. And again, it's a much quieter, more private area. And I think it's going to work out spectacularly. And that happened with the introduction of the Allura. And we are going to take that concept into the Vista too when she goes in for any kind of dry docking.
Awesome. And then the Allura, she's in the ocean right now, but she hasn't been christened yet. Is that correct?
Yeah, we decided to bring her here to the U.S. to have the christening. So she is sailing currently throughout Europe very successfully. We're hearing all kinds of wonderful comments. And then she's going to make her transition over to Miami. And we're going to do the christening cruise in November in Miami. And we'll bring all of our travel partners like you at Expedia Cruises on board to be able to take part in that. So the christening will happen with, this is actually a shot of our godmother of the Vista. So that is Giada de Laurentiis. And those of you that are in the culinary world know that name very well. She is the godmother of the Vista, but she's also one of our culinary ambassadors, along with Mr. Jacques Pepin, our head culinary ambassador. And then to the right of her, that's our Chief Luxury Officer. I have to get used to that title, Mr. Jason Montague, who's doing a lot of really wonderful things for us. So the christening will be very exciting, and it's not a single godmother for the Allura. What we're actually doing, it's going to be a group of the Food and Wine's new best chefs. So this is a whole new concept, again, keeping in that culinary field, and very exciting for us to have chosen a group of people as our godparents for the Allura.
Absolutely. And like you said, it really speaks to who the brand is and what you're trying to accomplish. And so it's a great idea. I can't wait to see how it all works out. I think the christening is November 13th out of Miami. That should be fabulous. But I do want to spend a little bit of time today talking about the restaurants that you have on board Allura and the type of food that's available in those, because you guys, I mean, you don't just go a little bit higher, you go a lot higher. Your food is spectacular. And the choice of restaurants, I mean, you could eat in a different place every night and never get bored.
Yeah, you really could. And the beauty of it all too is all of the specialty restaurants along with the grand dining room all included. So once you get on board Oceania, there's Mr. Jacques Pepin. That's our culinary icon. He's been with us since day one. Beautiful French chef that's very well known in the world. And so he really created this whole phenomenon for us as being the foodie cruise line. But you mentioned the specialty dining. So Jacques, for instance, we have Jacques' dining room that you see there, which is French country cuisine. I love specifically their French onion soup. I think it's the best I've ever had. But you can get all these wonderful kind of comfort French foods at Jacques. We have another dining venue, Red Ginger. I think we have a shot of that as well. Yes. Red Ginger is our Asian fusion cuisine. And we recently added to that Japanese Peruvian fusion. And so this is a kind of a new thing in the culinary world, and we're very excited. Our guests are loving it that are on board the Allura right now. So that is available in red ginger. And my favorite, I love Italian food. I love our Toscana. That is my favorite dining room and cuisine. The first thing that you order in Toscanas is your choice of the olive oil and balsamic dipping.
That sounds
the fresh
amazing.
Yeah, they have over 20 different choices, and they tell you what the different flavors are of this olive oil. And so that's the first thing that you have to choose in Toscanas. And then, of course, our steak seafood. I think this is a shot of a meal at Polo Grill. And Polo Grill is another favorite where you can get the best cuts of steak. You can get, as I mentioned, the surf and turf, if you will. And I want to mention our specialty restaurants too. Most of them have these beautiful views to the sea. So you can actually, it's really gorgeous. You can dine, you can watch the sunset while you're dining, have some beautiful wine and a great meal, and all at an included cost. So again, none of these dining venues I'm mentioning have any additional costs. Of course, you have to indulge in the dessert in every dining room as well.
I agree with you. And I think that one of the amazing things about cruising and dining on a cruise is you cannot get that experience anywhere else on Earth. You know, being able to just look out into a vast ocean while you're dining and see either the sun come up if it's breakfast or the sun go down at nighttime, and just to be indulging in this amazing food with these amazing views is something you can't get anywhere else.
Absolutely. It heightens the experience to a level that, like you mentioned, you're just not going to get anywhere else in the world. And here's a typical example of that. So this is Privé. This is our private dining venue. Now there is a cost Privé, but it's very affordable. I think it's just $200 for the entire evening. And it seats up to 10 guests, 8 to 10 guests. You create, alongside of our chefs, you create your own menu. So items from either Toscana, Polo Grill, it's up to you what items you want to choose for the evening. You have your wines included. It's really just a very special event kind of venue. And again, it's very affordable. And if you're celebrating a birthday or anniversary, this is a great place to lock in so you have that special evening. And it's going to be a 7-course event. So you're going to be dining there probably for the course of the evening and enjoying the company and the service and just the venue itself. It's absolutely gorgeous.
And then this venue, there's only one on board the ship. I'm assuming you have to make a reservation for it in advance. And
Yes.
then it is just you and your group for the entire evening with the menu that you have curated and being taken care of. So it really is an intimate environment. It's very exclusive, very much an amazing place. Like I would think of an anniversary or, a birthday party or even a wedding. If you had a small wedding on board, it would be ideal.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very, very special and it's popular. So like you mentioned, you do have to book that in advance if that's something you want to do. Yes.
Now, in addition to all these beautiful restaurants, you have your grand dining room, which is phenomenal as well.
It's absolutely beautiful. And, you can choose from over 6 different main course choices. We even have, the healthier fare choice that we recommend, less salt, less fat, but an array of starters, of appetizers, main courses, an array of desserts. And with the grand dining room, you come in when you wish to dine, with whom you wish to dine, and you're seated immediately. So we don't have any early, late dining times. It's a much more relaxed, much more open format on Oceania, and that's on all of our ships. And again, the grand dining room is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it's just another gorgeous setting with views to the sea as well. So that is open, as I mentioned, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and you get different choices each and every night. And it's really spectacular as well.
Absolutely. Well, I am very excited for Allura to make her way over here. I'm very excited to try every single restaurant because they all look amazing.
And the
thank
desserts.
you so much. I'm sorry?
And the desserts.
And the desserts, very important. Yes. Well, I mean, come on, if you're known for your food, your desserts must be amazing as well. So I'm very excited about Allura. Thank you for coming and speaking to us today. Obviously, if anybody's interested in the Allura, they can call their Expedia Cruises of OVC agent to make a reservation. We'll help them pick the right itinerary and stateroom so that they have best experience when they're on board. Any closing remarks, any last minute thoughts about Allura that you want to share?
Well, I would say if you're interested, we do at Oceania, we book out further in advance than most lines because of the smaller sizes of our ships. And also we have a lot of past guests that know exactly what staterooms they want. And they want to go into some of those higher categories, like the suites where you get your own private butler as well as your stateroom attendant. So very popular. So it's really a good idea to think ahead and book out as early as you possibly can with Oceania. And everybody at Expedia is going to take very good care of you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.